Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Court County Council order. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise, flags and back.
Is the flag of the United States of America under God.
First order of business is approving the minutes from previous meetings. Everyone have a chance to look at those.
I did read over there, if you find anything, make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Harlan. Is there a second? Les, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approving the claims and signing the bills. Concerns there with anyone?
I'll make a motion that we approve the claims, sign the bills.
All right, thank you, Les.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Don't believe there's anything from planning and zoning, so we'll turn the time over to Bruce for manager's report.
Peter, this is the report you've been waiting on.
The short one.
Short one. Just run down the list real quick. Skate park, Hunger Skate Parks, they're supposed to move in later this week or early next week. So that's right on track with what they had told us. The sewer lining project, Temple is finished. Midwestern's putting together the final building now, so you'll get that probably for the next meeting. The water projects up on Dale Avenue, CNR has started. Of course, they've got rained out the last 2 days. They get done on Dale Avenue there, and then a little Hilliard Avenue. Number 4 is the items for the old sewer plant. I've had with me tonight Ron Shanty, the sewer superintendent, and Ryan Grundon, which will be his replacement when Ron retires sooner than later. So I want to welcome Ryan to the meeting and meet you all. I emailed out some of the sheets to you ahead of time, and I've also made copies and laid them up here. On the projected savings on the plant, the changes we have made already, we're seeing changes in the electric bill around $2,500 per month. Now that's a little bit hit and miss, because we don't have a big history with that, but it is definitely down, especially the demand part of the bill, the KW demand, because we're running less motors and less pumps. So that's around $2,500 a month, $30,000 a year. Since we've made the changes, we're also producing less sludge. That means less sludge we have to press, less we have to haul off. So we're estimating those savings are around $25,000 a year. And sometime in the next couple of weeks, Ron and Ryan plan on hopefully bypassing the new sewer plant and sending almost all the flow, but not all, down to the old plant. And they'll be meeting with a fellow from Midwestern Engineers that's going to come down. They have operational questions about the new plant and how to run it in small batches instead of automatic and big batches the way it runs now. So they'll come down and we're going to look at that. Hopefully they can leave the YMCA and Boys and Girls Club going to the new plant, and that'll keep it running. Maybe run one small batch a week. By doing that, we expect the electric bills there to decrease at least 80%, and that's a significant savings there. Chemicals will also go down, but by moving that flow down to the old plant, you'll see some chemical increase and some sludge increase, but we've cut the sludge production in half. So there'll be some things there they have to work out long term what the expenses will be. So tonight, I'm asking you to take the next steps to help Ryan save money in the future. There's 10 chart recorders there at the old plant. These are the old analog chart recorders with paper. I think I've talked to you about those before. Only 3 of the 10 work. The cost to replace one chart recorder with the same old analog technologies, almost $5,200. So replacing 7 of them would be $36,000, because 7 of them doesn't work right now. However, we can replace all 10 of them with a new digital chart recorder for $6,500 and take all the old analog ones out. So that's what I'm asking you to do tonight, is to approve the $6,500 option. I did quote these, and DEQ, is who we've dealt with in the past. DEQ was a little bidder on that. They'll remove all 10 of the analog chart recorders and replace it with one digital chart recorder.
That's installed and everything.
Yes.
We had how many bids on that, Bruce?
I had 2. I asked for a third one, they didn't respond. I had 2 in writing.
So does this system itself have a backup battery or backup storage that if something was to fail, we'll still have to maintain the record? How does that work as far as,
It doesn't have battery backup, we have generators and plants, runs the whole plant.
so then does it get stored on the server in some place, or does it just have
It's
a built-in
stored-
server?
It's stored in the memory of the digital chart.
Okay.
You can also copy it to a thumb drive and take it to a PC. And you can analyze it on a computer.
Okay.
Any other questions on that? Sounds like, cost-wise, kind of slam dunk.
In my opinion, if you're willing to spend $6,500, yeah.
I think that much, that makes sense to
Yeah.
update it.
Madam Treasurer, we good?
Yes.
Have a second?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
That just comes out of the regular budget for the sewer plant.
Sewer plant.
Regular sewer.
Also, there's 9 flow meters at the treatment plant, and 3 of those work. We're asking to replace 3 of the 6 that are non-functioning at this time. Again, technology has changed since those were put in 1992. Replacing one of the 12-inch flow meters with a similar technology would cost $22,866. To replace 3 of them would therefore be $68,000, a little over $68,000. However, in new clamp on meter technology, we can replace 3 of them for $16,463. Sorry. Again, obviously, we're asking you to approve the lower quote of $16,463. I did get 3 quotes on these. And again, DEQ is the low bidder, and they would install 3 new clamp on meters and wiring 2 the new digital chart recorder you just approved. So the old meters can be left in place. These new ones clamp around the pipe inside the meter. So that saves a ton of labor for not having to take those out.
Is there any reason we wouldn't replace all 6 of them instead of that they're not working?
We want to do 3 now and may do 3 later. Okay. The 3 right now, and Ryan and I have talked about this, the return activated sludge, the waste activated sludge, and trickling filter is the 3rd one. That's the 3 that really need right now to help with operation, especially the sludge meters. And those haven't worked in years.
So it's not an emergency, I mean, we need to get something working there, but getting all 6 of them fixes this.
No, sir.
Super critical.
No, sir.
I'll make a motion to do that. I mean, it's gotta be done. Sounds like a very fair price to me.
I'll second that.
Great, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
2 other items, a motor in the secondary lift station is it's completely failed, it's shorted to ground. It's been sent to Xylem for a quote for repairs. It will be pretty expensive. I mean, it's a large, did you say 35 horsepower? It'll be $20,000 to $30,000 expense to repair that. And of course, you can quote new versus repair and get with them next time. Just to let you know that motor's failed. They have pulled it out and set the design on. And then the final thing, we found the 6-inch cast iron pipe that's partially collapsed. It's below grade, and it's between the little digester and manhole that it drains out to. It's used for dewatering, decanting, the supernating. I'm sorry, everybody has a different word. So supernating the little digester and moving the water out of it. We had Temple and Temple was in town doing the sewer lining. I had them come down and jet that line and then put their camera in it. And there's probably a section 3 or 4 feet that's collapsed. It's probably 8 foot deep. It's under sidewalk inside the sewer plant. So we're going to have to, these guys are going to have to get a game plan together to repair that. Because it's so deep, it's going to have a trenching box, shoring box. So it's probably not something we can do. It's probably something we'll need to contract. Also, we don't know what else is buried there. I'm sure there's other pipes buried there.
Probably.
So we'll wait to hear from them on that one as far as what the cost will be.
I don't know how we can get a bid on it, not knowing what's in the ground. There's other pipes buried there. It's probably going to be a time and material type thing.
Okay.
Anything you want to add?
It's gonna be difficult to get it out of there. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of other unknown pipes. Some abandoned, some that are still being used, so we don't know what they are.
Why we have to get equipment in there?
There's room to get equipment in there. Yes, sir. Especially mini excavators. There's room to get a mini excavator in there. It's almost, Mr. Fisher, it's almost right in front of the doorway going into the old lab. We painted a white X on the pavement there. They cambered it from both directions and used the line locator to locate the head. So we know where it's at. So we don't know what else. We don't know what else is buried in there.
Right, that's the bigger issue, biggest question mark about all. Once you start digging.
It's going to have to be a time and material kind of thing.
Electric panels are all done, aren't they?
Electric panels are all done, look great, function great, we didn't have any problem. No. The oxidation ditch, they were supposed to start Monday, they held up because of the weather, so they're still not down there yet, but that project's underway.
Yeah, big projects.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll take the next thing, truck bids, that's under your.
That's right here. We did public notice on the truck bids. I sent emails to John Jones at Heritage Ford. I only had one other phone call, and that was a Ford dealership in Michigan. But the only people that submitted bids was John Jones. So I have a quote on a 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500 with a knapheide 8-foot service body, $59,866.20. $59,866.20. And then I have a quote of 2026 Ram 2500 with 8-foot knapheide service body, $61,431 even. $61,431.06.
Gas or diesel?
Both gas. I don't know if you want to act on those tonight.
There's no, the trucks are essentially, there's no big advantage either way. They're one versus the other. Just save a couple thousand on the one, on the Chevy.
Ford didn't submit anything.
Ford did not submit anything.
They have the trucks.
I emailed it to, it's the fellow's name that's in the, upstairs in the, sleeper.
Mr. Hodge, his son.
It's not his son, it's the fellow that served in the Navy with his son. I can't think of his name. I emailed it to him and I heard back from him, Mr. Fisher, we never got a quote.
Thank you.
Time on the paper. They give me,
It's not on here, I think he said at least 90 days, they are available.
Nice. It's bad.
who's gonna say, right, 2 years?
No, when he said they both were available, I'm reading it, I don't see anything on here on the time, but when I talked to him, he said he thought about 90 days.
It's not too bad. Well, you want to move forward?
Not much difference in the price, is it?
No.
Yeah, I think.
Chevy does.
I guess we can go with it.
Motion approved the low bid.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
What I'll do, if it's okay with you, is I'll give these to Sandra and I'll email him.
Okay.
That we want to go with the Chevy truck, that way you'll have the bids.
Sounds good.
Bruce, while you're up there, when are we supposed to hear on bids on the purchases? You just put those out for me.
They're in the paper, I have not heard back from anyone. They have been publicly noticed.
It's on the storm damage.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything in the contract you can?
There's been no cost other than those 2 meters.
We didn't see anything.
I don't know if we're going to have any kind of contract. He hasn't billed us for anything. The money that we've talked about savings there, he hasn't billed us for anything other than the 2 meters.
I thought looking like over 100,000 savings, so just getting started, so that's great. All right. Next up on the agenda, Annie with Main Street.
Did you get my stuff I sent ahead? Okay.
Did you get it?
I attached it, but I don't think you saw it.
I didn't see
Oh, okay, that was the email I sent the other day. that said, "Hey, I'm on it." Okay, I'll go back. I do have a little bit of stuff. And then, I can always send this stuff to you guys, if there is like a question in regards to funding in this packet. I did have some emails going back to Chris Bird and to Tate Arnold from Okra in here in regard to certain types of funding that can't be done and different ways to do that. So I will definitely send this on to you guys so you can look more in depth into it. But otherwise, it's just some updates. So Main Street recently hosted its most successful harvest stroll yet, with nearly 200 tickets sold. Not only did participating merchants see a boost in sales, with 2 reporting record-breaking sales on that Saturday, but they also brought a surge of activity through downtown. The Discovery Center welcomed increased tours, local restaurants were packed, and even the additional food truck we brought in to help serve the crowd sold out 2 hours early.
What is those tickets sell for?
Those tickets are for $15 and they have 17 stops, so it's less than $1 a stop. We still have plenty of events available. We have Blacktoberfest, the 17th and 18th. We have Garland and Gifts, November 7th and 8th. We have the Veterans Parade, November 8th. The Merchants Trick or Treat, otherwise known as Cinema on Chestnut, which this just came out today, is October 24th. Then we have Light Up Gordon on the 29th and the Historic Gordon Holiday Tour on December 13th. So got a bit of stuff still going on this year. And like I said, this is just the stuff that I'm probably gonna have to send to you guys additionally, because apparently the email and the internet didn't want to shake hands this week.
Well, it could have been there and I might have missed it, because if you don't say see attached, I could have missed it, but I didn't see it.
I think it's where they're working on that building next door. It's been making our
Is it?
internet wonky in the office. So whenever it comes to Oktoberfest event funding, I had a question from Chris Bird a couple weeks ago. He said he had an issue with the SBOA about the town making donations, and he did the donations to festivals. He said this does not follow the SBOA policy and would cause an audit issue. He said the goal is a way to do this without raising an audit issue in their report. And then Oprah reached back out and said, I spoke with a couple team members this morning in order to best advise you. We encourage municipalities to financially support local main streets. To do that, it is important to ensure the support aligns with the goals. They said to continue providing financial assistance, you just have to direct those funds towards Main Street's overall operating expenses. Instead of saying making a $5,000 donation to Glasstoberfest or a $10,000 donation to Light Up or something like that, those funds would just be packaged with the operating expenses in the overall budget. So that's what they recommended for that issue, when it came to the audit issue. And like I said, I will send all of this stuff to you guys in case you wanted to look any further into that. But Chris did ask me that question last month.
Right.
But otherwise, what else is coming up? We have, I don't know if you realize, this is the 10th anniversary of Glasstoberfest this year. It is one of Indiana's premier fall festivals. We're expecting an incredible 10 to 15,000 visitors this year over the 2 days, with interest already coming from Cincinnati, Chicago, Shepherdsville, and Indianapolis. Guests aren't just coming for the day, they're reaching out to book overnight stays with Airbnbs through the hotels and planning to stay for the full 2-day event. This year's event will feature over 40 talented artists and vendors, 2 diverse food trucks, and more than 20 demonstrating artists. And as Glasstoberfest continues to grow, we like to just highlight these events in downtown Corydon. And although we don't want to pass over Glasstoberfest, we do still have quite a few things coming up. Like many of you noticed, the facade transformations are happening throughout downtown. Several of our facade grant recipients have recently completed or hard at work completing their improvements. Completed projects include new windows on the upper floor of the O'Bannon Suites, fresh awnings at 216 Mulberry Street, a new roof on Zimmerman Art Glass, and the updated facade on the new 1816 location. And we're thrilled to see these events, and these improvements keep going, but there are still several more that are underway. And as we reach into the final stretch of the year, our team is hard at work coordinating several upcoming events that will keep downtown buzzing. Trick-or-treating from 5:30 to 7 p.m. with the merchants on October 24th. All of the final weeks of our 27-week farmers market season. That is our annual 27 weeks. And then next up is Garland Gifts Open House, November 7th and 8th with our merchants, and that will kick off a weekend of festivities with the Veterans Day Parade at noon on November 8th. And then I do have a copy of that route if you all just want to look at it in the future, because anything that you all need for me before I applied to NDOT for that, it's in the packet too. The Veterans Day Parade route, I have it in the packet too.
She's saying it's already there, flashing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the thing that you're doing on the 24th of October,
That is Cinema on Chestnut.
correct? So, what all is involved in Cinema on Chestnut? What is that flyer?
So what they
What is it? This event?
So what they usually do is they have bounce houses, games, and different kids activities in Bicentennial Park, and there's a movie at dark. The merchants will set up on Chestnut and around Chestnut on the street so that kids can go on the sidewalks and do trick or treating. I did talk to the organizers on Chestnut. They asked that if possible, Bicentennial Park can be blocked off on the morning of the 24th, and if there could possibly be any additional attraction.
So, are you aware on the 25th?
It is the,
Parade and costume contest and Bicentennial Park already.
So those events, if we were to stack them, would be too much. So the merchants are worried that with strollers and kids and things of that nature, there'd just be too many in their shops, especially ones that have highly breakable things and have higher priced items. So they have the last, I think, 4 or 5 years separated those on 2 different days to help mitigate crowd control, basically. So, and Cinnamon Chestnut, if they're doing their event in the park, and then that one, they have overlapping events and overlapping times. So,
Who's where to?
I was not aware of that, sir.
I just got this information today. Yeah, so,
What do they need to shut when you say shutting?
they just went to like software just so they can kind of bring like the movie screen and a couple other things in. So that way, whenever they're trying to set up, they don't have too much. I don't think anybody's gonna drive into the park, but just to make sure nobody comes in while they're trying to set up movie screens and
Right.
some other
I
stuff.
don't think we've ever shut the park down for these events before.
That's what I was.
I don't think so either yet. I would say that that's all. So that way they don't have any other things going on that day. But I think their main request is just additional trash cans to make sure the street stays clean. And then they've already got, porta potties coming too.
Okay, that's, okay.
They have, I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of information. They just kind of gave this to me this morning, so I'm trying to get through it. But otherwise,
Do you have the 24th rented as far as Bicentennial parking and everything?
I'll talk to Erica.
I don't do anything with the park, so I don't know.
As far as I know, that nobody else has it, so. So this is, I don't know, they've done this event for years, so it's, I don't know how many years, I think 2 or twice, okay. Yeah,
It's usually, they're usually not back to back.
okay, gotcha. Because I know they're the same group that did Christmas in July in the park too, so. But
Should she check with Mark tomorrow and make sure somebody hadn't, not really using
I
it?
just said, I would definitely check the calendar. I definitely reach out to Mark and see if that is available.
yeah, 'cause I don't
With
think
her.
they haven't rented anything besides some porta potties at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I only have like 3 merchants signed up to pass out candy, but I think passing out candy is not gonna be a huge.
It's pretty easy, yeah.
Okay, and then otherwise, except for that, we have, we're in the midst of Light Up. We're gonna start decorating, probably the 26th of October. We're gonna start decorating for Light Up. And then we're gonna do every Saturday leading up till. They're gonna do 4-hour shifts. Anybody that wants to volunteer is more than welcome. There will always be at least 2 of us there to help with whatever people are decorating. And then this year we closed the season out with the Corden Historic Holiday Tour featuring 10 beautifully decorated locations this year. It is all self-guided. They get their maps at Chestnut Street Market, and we try to end it because that's early, because that's the same day as the Winter Wine Walk. Now, we don't do the Winter Wine Walk, but they do coincide with fall on the same day. So there's gonna be a lot of people in town for a lot of things, very specifically. But otherwise, that's about all I have. If you all have any questions on the facade grants, about Okra funding, or any of the events, I'm always available. I'm usually at the office. It does not look like I'm in there most of the time because the construction going on next door and there's a big scaffolding next to me, but I am in there most of the time. And then I will re-email these out just in case they didn't go, because the internet's been, we're living banging on the walls, the internet's been going in and out. So, no, it's fine. It probably just was an internet issue. And then,
Get all that together and the last minute things that we put together today, we get all that to them and then they can get it to us.
yeah, I sent you yesterday. I just didn't know that we just got confused on the whole thing. She's confirmed that I was on.
You were already on the agenda.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I think it was because I was getting so much together and I'm doing so many events at the moment too. But yeah,
So as far as funding, we are reviewing a potential contract that would be administered between the town coordinator and the administrative group, and that would be a signed document for 2026 year.
so what
And
I,
that would allow us to be able to do things.
yeah, so from what I understand, this funding is already pre-allocated into the existing 2025 budget. It just needs to have different earmarks. It can't be earmarked under a donation for a festival.
Well, what really happened is we had a contract in 2018 and it was never renewed. So we're working on developing that contract, which will help us justify and meet, state board of accounts requirements.
Do you need exact line items or do you need a trench?
Yeah, I don't think it has to be.
Alright, perfect. That I can get all that together. Absolutely. And then, do I need to reestablish the language or can you use the same language as the previous?
We're gonna get with Chris on what.
All right. Do you all have anything for me?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, Joe Shireman.
I want to thank the board for seeing me tonight. I'm Joe Sharman, Sharman Construction. I'm here with my client, David Leff, CEO, General Manager, Harrison REMC. Met with you a 3 weeks ago, maybe the meeting before last, whatever. I have in my contract to construct a power sprinkler system in the REMC building as part of my renovations that I'm under contract to do. In approaching my power sprinkler subcontractor about scheduling, getting started on his work, he voiced grave concerns to me about whether or not the power pump had been scheduled to assist in increasing the pressures that were available to us on site. Could in fact, he questioned whether in fact they could take care of the needs of the power suppression system. And in talking with this, and he suggested to me that there was a 10-inch power line that's immediately across the street. And what's the chances of connecting the power sprinkler system into the 10-inch main across the street? And I reached out to Ramsey Water Company. Ramsey said, well, Joe, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to understand that the REMC is in the town court's jurisdiction, not in ours. For us to entertain the idea of allowing a connection to our main, you have to get the town court to grant you permission to allow us to service the power line needs of the REMC. So I came down and I left with the impression that I was okay to go into the board of the Ramsey Water Company and discuss possibilities of connecting to their main to service the power line needs only of the REMC. David and I and Atla went to their board meeting. They said, Joe, as much as we'd love to help the REMC, we understand that the town court has verbally said that they give your permission for us to connect into their building. We have pending litigation with another company that's outside our jurisdiction that's requesting a service connection, and we're denied that service connection to those people. They're not in our jurisdiction, they're wanting to be connected to us, and we're denying that connection. We feel like that, I'm saying that right, and pretty much. And but however, if the town of Corrigan would entertain the idea of an interconnection between themselves and service line. We go along with that idea. We connect our service line into the town of Corbin. And then what you do, what the town of Corbin does with it after that point, we don't care. We install a meter on our line to measure and to charge for any water that would go through that meter, and we charge a basic monthly charge for that meter usage. Well, what would that monthly charge be? Or rates, general manager, Ramsey? Well, Joe, we haven't calculated it, but my guess is it's going to be a few $100 a month. And I said, well, okay. I said, so it looks to me like one option here might be that the town would allow interconnection to Ramsey, which my understanding is that you have one present out in the industrial park. And then we could get tied into a system that had the pressures that we needed for our fire sprinkler system. I believe, I won't speak for my David here, but I believe that RMC would pick up the cost of making this connection between Ramsey and Corbin. So if I'm making any sense to you, that's what we're down here asking, if you entertain the option of making an interconnection with Ramsey so that we could take advantage of the increased pressure that would be available to us for our suppression system and the RMC.
Let me recap just a smidgen here. So basically, our Ramsey is saying you can't tap directly because they're involved in another dispute of some nature, and that could derail that dispute, even though they would be fine with the tapping direct, but they can't do it at this time, in essence. And they want to put more water in our lines, have a monthly charge for the consumption of whatever that turns into being, and that doesn't go directly to just fire suppression. It will go into basically the main line feeding that neighborhood area. And they're thinking it'll be a few $100 a month, whatever that draw is.
For the meter fee.
Correct.
Just any water usage.
Usage is separate.
That would be a separate cost.
Correct. So the meter usage is a few, and then whatever the water consumption is will be in addition to whatever is being currently consumed. Let's just say that the water pressure is lower right now and it now raises, so consumption will definitely go up. As far as
I'm not following what you just said.
if the pressure in the lines is a trickle now and people are now seeing more pressure in their homes, their usage will go up because they're used to full tap and a trickle, not full tap and a force. So they're going to consume more than they used to because of the fact that they're getting more at a time period.
Or is the connection just going to be the connection between that line and Ramsey Water? Or I'm sorry, RMC.
It has to be the main. Then
Ramsey is saying that as much as we'd love to just send a line to the RMC's building, we won't do that. But we will allow the town court to be our customer.
Yes.
Right. So if we tap into that line, would our tap in?
It's still in-
Does our tap in have to feed that whole area, or does it just go direct?
Well, as I would understand it, then the line would be tapped into Ramsey's main on the north side of Old Forest Road. Come under the road, tie into your existing line. And then we come off, the RMC would come off of that line to start the fire sprinkler system and build.
So it would, our other customers are.
Prior to us tapping into the line, they would be a meter. That
Right.
Ramsey would measure that flow of that water that might come through that line, that interconnection line. be a monthly fee for that meter sitting there.
And then whatever water
Right, obviously,
consumption
there's
is would be the
water
next-
usage is, right.
Right, but the water usage would be going to everybody, not just.
And
the
if we could,
RAs.
Right.
if we could get that accomplished, well, we'd be tickled to death.
Let me ask something that layman only asks. Would that be mixing our waters together?
Yes.
Well, I guess you're doing that, maybe you're doing that presently now in industrial parks, but you know.
That was only emergency connection.
Well, and I guess in a sense, this is similar to an emergency connection in a sense, because we don't
Yeah.
anticipate the RMC using any of this water unless it's an emergency.
But if you look at the main line, the residents will be using it, correct?
I'm not an engineer, but I understand that a device can be applied to the line that would measure any additional flow from that feed into Gordon's line that's greater than what it presently is. I don't know how that works, but for example, if you had a water break out there, then it would call for more water to come from Ramsey's line and be measured through that metering device.
So, Bruce, are you-
So whatever people's kind of like using now, it's not really gonna, the demand's not gonna be there from Ramsey to subsidize what's going on out there right now.
so what's out in the industrial park is an emergency use line that if the draw needs to be increased, I assume, then somebody goes out and turns the valve on like you turn the fire hydrant on, and then it will start drawing and measuring and counting. Is that what it does?
Shut off and only turn it on when there's emergency. Industrial park, this way.
So in essence, that's what you're really asking for, is the same tap situation?
Well, in this case, you couldn't valve off this fire line to the building, because your sprinkler system would not automatically turn on.
It would automatically draw, because you'd have to have it on all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha. So your engineer looked at all this?
Well, Harlan, I didn't hire the engineer, he doesn't work for me, but I'm telling you, my point was, Harlan, was that my fire sprinkler subcontractor said, Joey said, based on my experience, which he's been in the business for 25 years or so, if we can get away from this pump, all parties are going to be in a better position here for it. And the fire sprinkler subcontractors, not totally convinced that we wouldn't have additional expenses with some storage tanks and other things out there, in addition to this pump that was designed to keep that pressure.
So yeah, if we agree to do this, do the hook in and then, that meter fee, you guys don't have a problem paying that?
We anticipate being the construction costs of this path. The question comes down to you want the monthly fee.
I guess they're gonna charge probably you a monthly fee, and then you'll have to come back and charge us a monthly fee.
Right.
Because Ramsey's saying that the customer would have to be the town, or it couldn't be the REMC.
Right. So there's an extra, say, $500 a month, just to use a nice easy number. You said a few hundred, right? Potential.
I said, Mark, can you tell me, before I go down from town, or, tell me what we're talking about? So I had to calculate. He said, my guess is it's a few $100 a month.
Honestly, I love the RMC. I wish it had water, but I think we need to better understand it. It's very loose right now. And I'm not sure what we're biting off, and I'm just being honest.
Did kind of hear that you lean more towards a single interconnect?
It
It sounds like that's what would be projected here, or proposed. we tie in rather than you tie in, it's our tie in, and then whatever usage that we, goes through your normal water bill plus the meter. So that's the other piece that you get, because presumably the sprinkler system is not usable. Right, but so it's basically that few hundred, whatever few hundred means is kind of, it's basically an insurance policy for you guys that you can get.
In essence,
We're gonna be paying rent for water.
if they went direct, then there wouldn't be cost, but this single line, there is no such thing as a single line. It's happened for you to tap into.
Could the town,
We pump it all
meter
around.
and such, right? Could the town say that the RMC could be the sole user of this interconnection?
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think it's an interconnection like that, otherwise it would be a direct line.
Well, it could be.
Basically, what they're saying is, this quarter trunk line of water, here's your empties. You gotta get the water from here to do that, so we have to tap into our trunk, which now goes everywhere, and then RMC taps into ours.
a disconnect in between.
I don't think you can
The meter
under
and-
fire protection, because I think the water has to be available.
No, it would be. It would.
Your meter and your line.
Going just to everybody in there.
I feel like Ramsey does at least it's just who's using the water once it's passed.
I just kind of.
Whether it's one person or
To be used
every
there.
time. We're looking for solutions. Beggars can't be choosers.
That'd be something we don't. If we can manage.
Now it's on. They have to take their-
It's not worth it, because it's cross street, which I, we directly.
That's what they don't want to do. Because of the location.
Well, if it's our tap, not their tap, I guess.
But we're tapping directly to their line. I think main lines to give us that extra boost, if you will. It's going to be coming all the time. You can basically make your side somebody else turn it on, which is defeats the purpose of the sprinkler system. I think the more
Well, okay. If you just guide us through stuff. Okay. Hey.
storage tanks. Water.
$80,000. And then we would have maintenance issues, support systems and stuff, because we directly tied to.
An engineer to look at the part of it, what you need, and you explain all that.
So am I understanding that you would like for
our engineer to go back and look at this for you, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, it is to where there's a real clear picture of what exactly the way exactly is.
Specifically to find out how much that gap meter from lands is.
It won't help, I think.
All right, next up, Shannon Burdick, road closer question.
So I have already applied to the state for the road close. I just need permission from you all and the paper sign for, the monster call on the 25th. The plan was to close it Friday, the 24th, Chestnut, from into, the corner. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Drawing blank. But I met with Matt and we've got all our plans laid out. I just need permission basically.
So you need a signature for the give to Ivan, right?
Yes.
So we already agreed to the road closure
Okay.
a couple meetings ago. So she just needs a signature of the document to present to Ivan since that's a state road and not this.
Right, okay. She needs
And it
somebody-
sounds like,
Yeah.
it's okay. It sounds like I probably need to have a conversation with Amy about the 24th on what she just proposed. So we can get together on that too. Just make sure we're not in our ways, setting up and things like that.
So this is for the parade.
The parade and the street festival monster crawl, they're gonna have a stage with bands.
Okay.
Popo's gonna be there.
I can leave the form with you all, or
We
just
can
let
sign
me
it
know.
in the meeting for you. and
Okay.
you can just hang
Sounds good. Do you want the extra stuff all that I submitted to the state, or just this one? Okay.
Just email us.
Do you need anything else from me?
No, we vote on that. Just,
Yes, I have, you said you're gonna close the street Friday night.
Depending on when our stage person is going to deliver the stage will be. I requested Friday and Saturday through the state, just to be safe, but more than likely we'll go Saturday.
So the stage, the street closure for the stage is only the end of whatever that's called. And Beaver this way, Elm this way.
Yes.
So you're just talking that little section of Elm is the only thing that closed Friday night, and then Saturday, whatever morning is when.
Yes, and we'll navigate the road if we have to help them get the stage.
Right, so
or
some
however
blocking or
that's-
some additional, and that's something, Matt can help with as far as directing when to get something in there. Friday, sometime, if we need support for that.
I'm working with him, he talked to me for a little bit today, so we're getting those final details worked out.
Okay. So then I'll make the motion to sign the documentation to close, Chestnut Street with adding on the 25th. And then Elm Street, we already agreed to closure on the 24th also. I'll make that motion. All you just
Second on that? Second. All right, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So, I'll take- yeah, I'll take that. Here you go.
You're welcome, thank you.
Next up, Stuart Carroll, Eagle Scout Projects.
I have copies of presentation that you all.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Stuart Carroll. Thank you for letting me come here to seek approval of my Eagle Scout project, which aims to improve a historic icon of our town. So first, talk a little bit about myself. I'm a junior at Fort Central High School. I play on the Fort Central football team. I live with my mom, my dad. We have 6 English setters and a miniature dachshund. I have an older brother. His name's Christopher. He also was an Eagle Scout. Now, I think the first thing we should talk about is what is Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts is also called Boy Scouts of America. It's a program for ages 11 through 17, focused on developing character, leadership, through lots of outdoor activities and indoor activities. We also do community service, and you earn merit badges, which basically you get a certain skill. Like I personally like personal management and swimming is 2 I've earned, and they give you like a CAT kind of certified. It's like you know how to do certain type of skill, and you can teach it to other people. Also, you go through certain type of ranks for through scouting. You do certain requirements and skills to learn to reach a great rank, and the last rank is Eagle Scout, which is what I'm trying to achieve. So, and through my personal scouting career, I'm a part of Troop 4025, which is located in Georgetown, Indiana. This troop has participated in things for town before, such as the Popcorn Festival and I think we participated in like a Veterans Day parade a couple years ago too, where we usually lead the parades, a part of a special section, which is my main position in Scouts currently, is called the Honor Guard. The Honor Guard leads lots of parades, and also does one special thing in New Albany. There's the Memorial Cemetery. We do like a Veterans Day service where we hold a special flag ceremony. We also plant flags across all the graves. There's like thousands of them, and we do it every year. You should check it out. Personally, to help learn service hours, I've also helped during quite important by like taking pictures of kids take pictures of Santa. I've also was a greeter during the Florida Holiday Home Tour last year. I also helped shovel the ice off the Capitol sidewalks and pavements during last year's big snowstorm. Now, I think we need to talk about what the Eagle Scout project is. In scouting, the highest rank is the rank of Eagle Scout. It's known as the biggest accomplishment in scouting, has major benefits for college applications, and even includes starting out as a higher rank in the armed forces. So I've been working on my rank requirements to become an Eagle Scout. I've earned over 35 plus merit badges. I have served in many leadership positions, including SPL, running the troop itself. There's one key thing I have to do, and that's my actual project. This project is to prove I can be a leader and plan a project and carry it out successfully. This project must have a positive impact. So now, what is exactly my project? I would like to focus on the Constitution Elm in downtown Portland and build one weatherproof bench on the right side of the elm. It needs to be 36 inches from the street so people with special vehicles like wheelchairs and special needs can maneuver safely so it doesn't affect them. It also would be good for when people come to visit, do like historic tours or just come to visit Portland from outside. They can have a place to sit and also like listen to basically maybe a tour guide or read the things that are there. Also, just basically to enjoy the scenery, like just a nice day, nice bench to sit there and enjoy it. One of our key historic parts of Portland. I'm also like to build 2, most likely 3 planters. Have nice plants around the elm. These plants would be boxwoods and arborvitaes because arborvitaes they last longer, and to where you don't have to change them as much. Also wants to provide a base for solar powered LED, like uplighting to keep the elm secure. The plants, I'll be planting the plants for the planters, clearing all the weeds around the walks and steps to be cleared as well. Over time, I've already talked to the historic, I think it's called First Capital Historic Preservation, that runs like the governor's office and the elm. And I talked to them; they'll be able to help keep preserve the plants and keep replanting them. My mom also works for that. So she'll probably make me do it most likely.
Helps them lock them on in.
Yeah. So here are also some more key details. I'll be getting the majority of my help from my scout troop with some help from relatives if needed. I have a couple of bench ideas in mind, you'll see them later, and we'll be getting one. I'll be fundraising for this project as cost for the benches that will work the best are around $350 to $550 for the materials we just won. It's around like 50 and 60 for like the plant as well. So if I'm getting both of them, it's still good for free. It has the cost at least for it. I've made measurements on where each bench will go, where each planter will be. Now, next page is some images to where things will go. It's gonna be around a 4-foot wide, like, width for the bench, to where it's good next to the sign and won't like take place in special areas. And there's also these little like things, they're basically like a drawing of planters. I couldn't really like really put it there, but they be placed on like the stone columns around each side, and one by the stairs too. The bench is right there where the measurements is. That's basically where it's supposed to be. And there's some, so it's gonna be a 4 feet length, width to be good, and it's gonna be like obviously weatherproof, where if like massive like storm happens over time, irritation, it'll be able to stay good next to a long period of time. Now, for the bench examples, it obviously kind of cut out the white part, but it's the same type of bench. It's all weather plastic lumber, polywood. There's black color. You have the one on the right. It's supposed to be like lime green kind of, and then the left one's like white. The planters aren't exactly images for them, but they're also from polywood. So how long would this take? In total, I estimate that this project will take approximately 100 hours to complete. This includes the following: fundraising, getting the right materials, paperwork, recruiting volunteers, and keeping track of volunteer hours plus hours I spend on the project. Also actually assembling the bench and the planters and executing the project on the site. I plan to have everything completed by the end of next spring, if not before. In conclusion, becoming an Eagle Scout means very much to me. I've lived in this town the majority of my life. I want to contribute to the visitor-friendly environment of our town. I want to help create like an attractive rest stop for anyone in our community as well as visitors to enjoy a part of our local and state history. In addition, I think this is a good way to let people know who Boy Scouts are and some of the community projects we provide, so any future things people will most likely approve of. I believe that you allow me to do this project will help make that happen, and thank you for your consideration. Do we have any questions?
Yes. Fundraise, young man, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have some things set up in my troop, like where I'll be like selling certain things, like maybe like a pancake thing where I make pancakes like for the church thing. Also be doing some fundraising, like selling these things called camp cards, which we do to raise money. I'll also be doing like probably some like lawn care, stuff like that, like actually like side jobs to raise the money.
You would be opposed to donations, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm definitely not opposed to that.
Ms. Martin, your game.
I just have a question, isn't that state property
It is.
around the end?
Sidewalk, you're on the sidewalk, right?
Yes, the sidewalk is town property. Where the monument is, we steer from that far state. We already had state approval for me to clean up the biggest things that I wanted to contribute to my own. And also not to touch monuments, also is historic part of that. His would be completely on the surface of the sidewalk. Okay. I just can't see the pictures up there. I know. It's an English cottage style bench. Of course, I had a hand.
To make sure that that lady asking them technical questions has a telephone number, okay?
You have a gentleman sitting next to you there has 4 sons that are Eagle Scouts.
I heard.
Isn't that right, Bruce?
Yes, sir.
So he's been through it a few times.
So from the edge of the bench or the edge of the planter, to the edge of the sidewalk going to the street, you're keeping at least 36 inches. That's the only part I can't tell.
Yes, it's like
So,
from like here to like the road, because like we wanted to make sure it was still a safe path where. Especially
Wheelchair.
Yes.
and have you picked a bench color?
We kind of like, if we see if we would want to be like kind of up to you, we were thinking, either like the lime for the green.
It's not on green, it's forest green.
Okay, apologies.
I'm gonna say,
I'm not really the green expert.
Forest green.
On my online presentation, like I have it on a slideshow, it shows the actual color. It didn't, I don't color picture. But thinking either the black or the forest green is our preference.
I like the forest green.
Forest green kind of.
Yeah, a little easier.
Problematic.
Well, it's well with the surrounding area.
So you just need permission from us
Yes, permission.
to move forward on this.
So we want to drill into the concrete of the sidewalk to fasten these so they don't disappear in the
No,
night.
no, I'm sorry, may I speak on his behalf? So there is a sign post that, with those blue, red and blue marker signs, we would put a chain that goes underneath the bench. There's a bench crossbar around that, and that would keep the bench from walking off.
Good.
We would hope that the planters would walk up. They will be very heavy once they're full of soil, and arborvitae and then the LETs are going in. So, one can only hope. We
Right.
do understand.
Only so much you can do there, but
Right.
I think it's a great idea.
yeah, appreciate you coming up with this.
We don't need to vote.
Well, if
We have to
you
make
need permission, I would
permission.
probably do.
Right.
Yes.
I'll make the motion that we allow you to do your work, I guess.
I'll second that.
Mr. Fisher,
Sir,
you have one of these,
I do. I did.
for matching?
Certainly.
Man,
If we're gonna go in, I'm gonna match too.
Oh, thank you.
I got one of them also.
Twice as much.
You guys think you're-
Thank you.
Oh, that makes you smile, didn't it? See, that's just, Mom, over the reverse. Thank you, Bruce.
I knew I could count on you, sir. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Or I'm gonna need $100 from all Bruce took from my head. I'm sorry, I don't know.
All in favor of, granting, your permission to move forward here?
Aye.
Congratulations. We'll look
Thank
forward to
you,
seeing
young
it.
man.
Look forward to seeing it all
See
wrapped
that
up
Eagle
here.
Scout badge.
Yeah, you'll see it, don't worry. I'll make sure.
Great presentation.
Yes,
Yeah.
excellent.
Good luck.
You too.
Thanks. Is my hand hold that for you?
I'll be fine.
I see he's been pretty well. Good job, Mom.
All right, next up, Megan Stockdale's back to talk, the other road closure we were looking at here.
Yes, thank you all for having me back. So since we last met, I met with Mr. Kitterman and we came up with two different options. Option A, if the state approves it. Option B, if the state does not approve it, just to properly be prepared on that. I also reached out to Mike Hurst at Emergency Management about getting road closure signs, and then I spoke with Bruce about the procedure to get the barricades to be able to barricade all that off. So we came up with that. I submitted the letter to INDOT as well as went online and did a permit. I did not do them at the same time because I did not understand the process. But Mr. Hunt from INDOT contacted me about the permit. He did let me know that the likeliness that it will not be permitted is higher because of not giving proper notice. So a permit is supposed to be submitted 2 months in advance. I did not know that. But he is still willing to review it and take it under advisement, and told me that he will be in touch with me by the end of the week to give me the answer on that. I know Mr. Kitterman has some concerns about when we shut that down, increased traffic on side roads, and so he is kind of leaning more towards option B, which is having police lights to help slow people down, and then have people station volunteers rather than being at the roadblocks to redirect traffic. Those volunteers being spaced down North Capitol along the different things, just wearing reflective vests and encouraging people to slow down, letting their presence be known that there is an excess of children in traffic on the road. But at this time, I don't have an answer from the state.
So waiting.
I'm still waiting on Mr. Hunt, but you guys had asked me to come back to give you an update, so here I am. But Mr. Hunt did say that he is our local, like, this is his jurisdiction for permits. And so he said, once I submitted that permit and the maps and the harms, whatever form it was called, I don't remember. But once I submitted all that stuff through their website, that he would reach back out to me and notify me on what decision they decided to make based on the information that's submitted.
So hopefully we'll have here something by 2 weeks from now or next
He
week.
said I should have something by the end of the week, this week.
So on 21st, when we next meet, that we would have something
Correct.
solid to base option A or B.
Correct, yes.
But
So,
he's a better option than Mr. spoke to you about, I spoke about this.
okay,
It's much better to have them on the ends of that than do you go dollars down there, range from the towns and trees from
Mhm.
But they have tweaky like badges, guns and all that prevalent.
okay, yes.
You have a good volunteer base that is gonna help with that.
I do. So as of right now, I have 6 volunteers that have come forward that said that they're willing to help. And then I have some individuals that have community service that could be volunteer to help if we needed more hands.
Are they gonna be these like in the middle, like on the double yellow line or off to the side, just trying to slow people down?
So what we actually discussed, people along the sidewalks, to keep people along the sidewalks. Probably run into the past, is people will walk beside each other, 10 wide.
Right.
They end up in the roadway, kids crossing back and forth across one Capitol, wherever they want to cross at. So through the crosswalks. So what we wanted to do is have these people along the sidewalks, keep them on the sidewalks, encourage them not to cross in the illegal areas, basically, and have them cross where the crosswalks are. So that's more of a crowd control, I think, than because they're not going to be able to do much of the traffic. What we did discuss was, John, not just tonight, is that we need to fix an officer on duty dedicated to that area, with some lights, at the south end of the North Bridge, slow people down, and then we also need to, stop traffic from us back and forth to the pier. Because we have that big crosswalk, on Capitol Walnut, we do not have one until the, shut that traffic down periodically.
All right, double my candy order, so. Got this done.
That was a great call. I'm stepping up my game as well. So I don't know that the road closure might not happen this year just because of timing and to present it. I think the goal still is just to keep the kids safe and to try to help with that. And if we have a good number of adults willing to come out and to do that, I think that that will be a great improvement to what we've had in years past. But potentially just keep it on your radar that maybe next year we'll be a little more prepared to get ahead of it, to try this again. I don't know about y'all, but I love driving down Capitol Avenue and seeing all the houses are already decorated and
Oh, yeah.
ready. And I just feel like that draw brings so many people into our area, and I hope that it continues to. So,
I'd say we definitely plan B right now is our plan, and then
unless the state comes through, yes.
we're not holding the breath as far as that goes this year, but
Sounds like B is a reasonable option,
Yes.
very reasonable option. So.
so I guess as far as Matt being able to bring on extra officers, I present that motion to allow Matt to address it properly to get safe.
Let's look at that.
All in favor?
So wait for now, but if I hear anything, come back again.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah, or at least get the message through to somebody if you're not.
Yes, ma'am. Sounds great. Thank you all.
Yeah, 2 weeks is when we're back. We'll be back.
Thank you all for your time. I appreciate
All
it.
right,
Thank you.
We heard anything on the sign?
Haven't heard anything. All right.
You're up, Mr. President.
Old business. We've got some, the job postings, do we need to, are those posted or do we need to do?
No, you all need to tell me.
We just need to,
Yeah, the council needs to tell me what you all have to do, the job posting, the description of it, and then when you want to post it. For us to send to the paper. Just to let you know, I posted the HR, that analytics, the Democrat or the Tribune, we may want to try Indeed. So I don't know anything about it, but someone said that people aren't reading the paper anymore.
well,
I mean,
it's
that's
not
the
a major,
thing,
yeah.
so you may want to consider it. Yeah, if you just get that over to me, we can get it in, or get it on there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so, go ahead, I mean, I don't know if we need to vote, but yeah, I would go ahead and put that one out there to the HR position, if there's a job.
You want to put it out on Indeed?
Indeed,
Okay.
or something like that would be, yeah. There's a few different, career builder, Indeed, a million different options out there.
Okay.
Pick one, see how it goes, and if we get,
Yeah.
see if that counts for
We
anything.
can do that, yeah.
And we will arrange a executive session to talk, let's get more of the details on the other,
Okay.
again, those others posted. Number two, that we need to get filled. Okay. Any other issues?
I think Matt and Morgan are wanting to talk,
Yes.
Please, yeah.
and then me.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. Oh, it's like-
yeah.
When I was, when I was late, but I'm going to make this quick. Morgan's gonna have a presentation on body cameras. We're on the department, maybe next year. So I don't know if you can.
I can show it to you all, you almost like watch it if you wanted to, and the ordinances. When people, since now we have body cameras and car cameras, people are also requesting this footage. So per state law, we can put a fee to it. I've already reached out to Mr. Byrd in Jeffersonville, and I kind of already, Jeffersonville Police Department created an application when someone comes in and creates a request, hey, we want this footage, because it costs money to sit down a couple hours, redact all the information, set it up, and send it out. So I mean, some things Mr. Byrd may have to do and everything, so it's going to cost the town money. So for that, we have to have an ordinance with the form, so we'll have to create an ordinance for that. There's another ordinance that we're talking about doing, like reports, say someone comes in with report, they pay a certain fee for it. And that's
So
what,
it's not for you.
do what?
It's not for you.
It kind of is, but the state allows us to put a cost to it. It's not a lot. I think it's like $150 kind of thing, because it does cost police departments time and money, and the taxpayers to put this together.
And you charge the report? Is
Uh,
that what you're saying? Someone that requests?
For reports or for video.
And there's the state law sets it where we can it can only be so much. I think it's like $150
Okay.
or something like that. It's not a lot, but it would help,
So if you don't charge, it'd be 100 people.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you get a lot of these like, I guess like YouTube attorneys that want to request every footage,
Yeah.
it can be time consuming.
Yeah.
So if you have like 2 hour long footage, there's like redacting everything, it takes a long time. So especially if you have the attorneys involved, it can get expensive.
Sure.
You was also talking about charging for getting traffic reports and all that stuff, right?
Yes, which they already do through bike crash, that's already doing.
Okay.
And the other one that we were talking about too, I haven't spoken to the Clarksville Police Department. So like I said, we impound a vehicle, part of that you would have to come in and pay like a small price, like a $5-10, and we'll release the car to you. You go over to like Shackers and get your car out of impound. It'd be kind of another ordinance kind of thing to recoup some of the cost for us. Because even like the paper we use on our top press is expensive. That's like receipt style paper. It's expensive. So we can recoup our fees back. Even like the ticket books that we go out and write for parking tickets, that was like $600 for 10 ticket books. It's expensive.
So we just need to work with Chris to develop that ordinance and then that ordinance can be presented.
And he was on board with all of it too.
The board for approval. That's basically what it's at.
We got a small fee for the police reports now, right? But we don't get that money. You want a copy of the police report,
Yes.
accident report.
Yes, so the accident report, so we go through a system called Bike Crash. They go on the internet, go to bikecrash.com. They can get the crash report off of there. They pay a fee there, and then a portion of that fee comes to the town.
Thank you.
So he has a video that is going to show for the body cameras that we're looking at getting.
And I can show you like how it works with like GPS and everything, like the mapping of it. I just don't know how you want to watch it. I can put it on the big screen, so you know how it hooks up, or I can let you all watch it on the computer.
If you can get it on the big screen,
I don't know how to.
Okay, you might want to ask Bruce because he puts his laptop on there, so I don't know.
Unless it was the case up there.
I don't know.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it goes like anything there, but this won't change.
That's what we'll do that later.
Yeah, we can come back with that.
Sure.
The other thing that, when I was here, Lower Night was, we have several upcoming festivals. We're going to need local presence there. So I just want to get permission, from the council to, have some extra local officers present at these, events coming up.
Well, just
We good, Madam President? Motion to approve Matt to put on the necessary component for the functions that before us at this time.
Second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, yep, thank you. I appreciate you guys doing what you can to keep us all safe out there, so.
Thank you very much.
It's on these body cameras, when you show us this video, I assume at the next meeting, when we figure out how to do that. You got costs and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I've already actually made the form, it just, it's not approved yet, and I can send it to you all, I had that email to you all, so you all can look at it and everything. I actually, used the Jericho Police Department, I spoke to them, they did a pretty good one, it's already set up, so I once I copied it, but I copied it.
Sure, you can email that out and then we can entertain it and discuss on the meeting, the next meeting. That'd be great.
And these, so the body camera we're looking at as well, they operate, they can be used as an in-car camera also. So anytime that we would do anything in our vehicles, as far as traffic stopping, the camera's gonna come on. They have the GPS on it as well. So I don't know if Sandra was gonna talk about, the system they're looking at. So this particular system, works better for the police, the way it's handled. It has like a license plate reader on it. So basically, if we drive by somebody and their license is suspended, the driver is suspended, they're a child molester who has a warrant, anything along those lines, it would tell us. The automatic pop up and let us know. So to save the town money, instead of going with the system that the son's looking at for police cars, and then this as well, this would basically replace what Son's looking at for the police cars.
You just like settings on it, so like say if an officer goes over 70 miles an hour, that camera's automatically kicking on, it's gonna alert, like, hey, this cop went over 70, or if they're gonna crash, all the cameras are kicking on. And that kind of thing. So we can go in and fine tune each setting for how we, or the SOPs that we will work. So,
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, thank you. Sandra.
Okay, I've given you all the paperwork for the GPS and the cameras. just like the county. From Mason, Linsky, from that same Sarah. The 35 GPS gateways, that's no camera. That's monthly is $684. If we do 24, which is not including the town police department, with no camera, it's the $469 a month. But if you do the 24 vehicles with the cameras, it's gonna be $1,092, because you can see how it's all broke down. So that's just depending on how you want, the county has the front-facing cameras, I believe, and the GPS. These would be pro-installed, they would install them on the vehicles themselves, the company would.
So, and Matt, this is what you were talking about, where there's some overlap in what you're looking at for all the vehicles and what the police are looking at.
Well, the police is looking for their own. This is only, for the 24 is without the police cameras.
But the option C is with both, right?
The option C is with the cameras and the GPS for just the town cars, not the police.
Okay, so none of this is for the police.
No, because they give us just in case for the GPS for all of the vehicles, the 35, and up to 35. But if we're not gonna be doing it for the GPS only for the police cars, you would wanna go with either B or C, which is just the town vehicles. If you want just the GPS, then it's option B. If you want the GPS plus the front view cameras, dash cameras, you're gonna go with C. So it's just whatever you all are wanting to do.
And are we able to upgrade to, say, we went GPS only for 2026 and 2027, can we upgrade to cameras also?
Yeah, we can
Yeah, we
upgrade the
can add on.
cameras, yeah, we can upgrade it, if you just do the GPS, you can
Start
always
with.
upgrade.
And then go from there?
Yeah. And then attached it, you're seeing the camera, you can see what the camera sees. Now you'll see that it's also looking like where it shows the driver, that's the rear view video of camera, the rear view. But it shows, I mean, and this would only be for the police department to have access. For like if there was an accident or something like that, they can watch the video footage off the camera, they can see the route of the GPS, so it would only be for the police department to access.
You think we need dash cameras for the town vehicles?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking option that B, they're just in the GPS is probably.
But you don't know what the county has, do you?
The county has both,
Do they really?
they do. They have both. And the reason why they do have the both, I was spoken with Mason, and he said the reason why is because it saves if there's an accident. It shows that whether it is their driver or the other driver's fault. There's no disputing, there's no he said, she said stuff. It will show exactly what happened if there was an incident.
Yeah, we all need one of those.
Yeah. So that's just whatever you all are wanting to do on that.
I lean toward the B for the first round.
That sounds good to me.
Right, and just see if that's something that you all are wanting, yeah.
Yeah.
And they would install,
I make a motion to move forward with option B with GPS on the vehicles for the first year.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is that a second?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll second that.
so, go ahead.
I was just said, if you had something else to say.
No,
Okay, all in favor of option B? Aye. Opposed?
okay, I know you all was asking about GPS on the cell phones. That is gonna be a very time-consuming, feat, because it can be done, but every person that has a
a town-owned phone, you would need to write everything off of it that you want to keep because it would be an absolute hard reset. You will lose everything. I don't know if that's what you all want to do. Because like with Ron or Ryan, I'm sure Ryan will get, that it is, they've got their contacts, they've got their vendors, they've got all that information in all of their phones. They would have to write it down, save it somehow, because it would be a hard reset. And Chad, our rep with Verizon, said it is, he discourages it. That's all I'm saying. He kind of discourages it because it's a big deal to do the GPS on the phone. So, if you want it, we can do it. If not, it's whatever y'all want to do.
Let's take that under advisement.
Yeah, hold off for now. That
Yeah.
sounds like a big chore.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't cost anything, it's just really hard.
Right,
It's
right.
just,
Well,
yeah.
it's the, I mean, our lives are on our phones. I can imagine whatever all the, just the business contacts aside.
I don't know about purchasing calculators.
Put the whatever 360, put that, I don't know anything about.
A motion, make a motion to table that.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Aye.
Okay, the next thing you all have is the biometrics time clocks.
Yep.
So this time clock company, I think this is what it would be fit for us, is for up to 35 employees, you actually do a month-by-month basis. There's no contract. So I've given you the information of what the clock looks like, what it all does. It does a lot of stuff, and we would just do the fingerprint.
Which one, there's two different vacuums.
Easy.
Does it work easy? Okay.
Yeah. Because there's actually, yeah, I think your other one is the budget. The other big one is the budget.
Yeah.
So you can see on there, this one here is just a month-by-month basis. It's, if you do 35 employees a month, your monthly fee on this one is $427 and some change. If you do 45 employees by the month, it's $474 and some change a month. Or you can do it yearly.
How many employees we have today on this?
We have about 31, 32.
So we could start with 35 and always add.
Right.
when we get to the-
Right, start with the lowest, and since it's a month-by-month basis, if it's something that it doesn't really work for what the town wants, all we gotta do is send the equipment back and that's it, it's done.
We
It's a done
take
deal.
the annual option, you get the 5% discount, we cannot cancel, we run to the end of the contract.
I don't know that we would want to do the annual. I mean, even though you get a 5% discount, that's you paying for the whole year. And trying to get a refund is pulling teeth.
Thank you.
But this is the one a lot of people, they have like their own payroll systems. But this one here, we should be able to integrate it with us to get the reports and just input the hours and stuff into what I do now for the payroll. And it's instant, you know who's here, who's not, what all this stuff. And it would just be 5 or 6 boxes or the time clocks. Like the one for the town hall, I think you can do them on Wi-Fi. You can put it right out here by the back door in this lobby area. The only difficult people would be the police department. Because, and you can still manually do this times, because when an officer gets in their car and they cross over into our county, they're technically on duty. If they get a call and they get called out before they can even come here, they can't do the time clock, but they can let me know what time they actually start.
Control.
That's easy for manual update.
Yes, you can manually do it, yeah. It was kind of cool to watch and then to talk to Val, and it was kind of neat on that.
So this, easy clocking
Yes,
is that would not be the preferred one for you from what you've looked at?
the easy one, yeah, that's the
Well,
one.
there's workies and there's easy clocking, I guess.
Well, I think it's all easy.
Oh, it's all the same thing? It's just,
Yes,
okay.
it's the
Okay.
same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
same, right, okay.
A lot of the others, they wanted like contracts, it was big money and, yeah, we don't have all that.
Mhm.
So just do something simple. Everybody's
We're
gonna be
good
upset about
as
doing
far
it
as-
anyways.
We are good as far as money to do this at this point in time, or are we saying wait until?
I think we need to
January?
wait until the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, we do need to wait until the beginning of the year.
So do we want to agree to this, or do we want to read through? I don't know, it's a thick paper, if everybody's
Yeah,
comfortable with it on.
We can,
Moving
if it's
forward.
a 2-year, that sounds like, I mean, if it's wait till the beginning of the year, they can do it fairly short notice, it sounds like.
I think so, yeah.
So why don't we table this and then everyone have a chance to take a look at it?
The next meeting?
Yeah.
On this part,
Sounds like a plan.
so I'll make that motion to table for decision at the next meeting.
Second, all right, all in favor? Opposed? All right,
Okay, then you also, I don't know that you actually have one. This is something that was requested last time. I'm guessing this is what you all are looking for. I'm not sure, you all was talking about your reviews and all of that good stuff. I think that's what you all are looking for. If not, let me know. And I'll redo.
So then this document needs rolled into the next executive session for
Okay,
discussion.
and then your final thing is the budget.
yep.
Harlan, I had Gina to make a copy of that paper you just brought down. Can
Yes,
the
ma'am.
original go back to
The
Larry?
original goes to that young lady.
the young lady with Larry? Gina,
Yeah,
can
she's
you
back.
give this to her in case they're wanting to know?
No, it's.
No, we need it
I
too.
need to say.
Double checking.
So you'll have to forgive me as far as this budget's concerned. This is, normally Tyler
Right.
would normally do it. Janet Alexander, she is with the local government, services with, she's a business partner with Susie Bass, who is helping me and Gina a lot, training us. She did do the budget,
What's the name of the company?
local government services, yeah. So, it is just a estimate, and she said that you all can change anytime you want, but the budget, you will see that two, maybe three categories have been reduced because of the revenue. The lit public safety, that money goes away in 2028 completely. So in order for the police department to have some kind of money, right now they were originally set up when the town started getting the public sheriff's money. Somebody suggested that the police department be paid from that. Well, this year, that fund or that appropriation went into the red. So we immediately had to switch them over to the general fund to be paid from the general. So theirs was hit kind of hard, their budget. So, because of that public safety. So this is to try to help get them more used to a smaller budget, but their payroll is still gonna continue to come out of general. Because that's the only place that they need to be paid out of right now. Right now, they have 45,000 to last them until the end of December. So they cannot spend anything right now because they are gonna need that money to carry over into next year before they start getting public shares money, the public safety money. Because then that leaves them with nothing if not. Sorry, guys. Most of the money has been turned over towards the general fund because of the revenue that's coming in. It's been cut. Tyson, all of this stuff has been cut. And she said that most of the money needs to go to general itself. So I know that they're proposing some paving and all of that, so that will come out of the MVH restricted. So, but if you want her to change something, she can, but she didn't really change that much from what Baker Tilly did. She just, last year she said a lot of the funds were highly inflated. So she kind of scaled some of them back because we haven't spent what he projected to be spent. So we kind of scaled it back.
So the chief knows he's in handcuffs now from till after December.
Yes, he has been warned. We slowly told him to break it to him, and then finally I said, "You're done, that's it, no more." And he just kind of looked at me. So, you'll see on that one page, the notice to the taxpayers, that maximum levy, that is estimated, but yeah, this is what she is saying. So some of the money from the MVH went into the general too, because that wasn't all spent. So she said, put it in general. You can always pay other stuff out of it, out of the general. If you have the majority of the money in general, you can pay for anything in the budget, as long as it's in the general, so, yeah. So it's just up to you, what you all, if you want to change anything, let me know and I'll get with her. If you would like to speak with her, she was not gonna be able to be here today because she is in Paoli. She has a lot going on there. So, but if you like, she can try to come down whenever it would be convenient for you all.
I mean, I went through it pretty close, and I didn't see anything that was like heartbreaking that we couldn't live with or that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So,
I think this is just a public
Yeah,
hearing.
this is kind of, we're not voting on it tonight.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer.
You're welcome.
Look forward to digging into this in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Paul, I do have a letter here for you to sign for Jill Sagesser.
Okay.
For the CCNG. There is a situation that, and thanks to Bruce, he was working on the regional sewer district contract, I believe. Kim was using the usage number for the Ramsey, for the regional water sewer district on like the Harrison County Hospital and all them. But Bruce went to Kim and asked her what the number was that she was using, and she had gone back and they had went all the way to Pam. They were using the usage of the water, I guess, But all this time, he said, no, he goes, I think you're supposed to be using the flow number. So with that, over the years, the town has lost approximately $85,000. So it has been corrected, and it is going to the flow numbers now. So, Bruce did bring that to the attention. So, then there was something else. Also, in my audit, the fire protection, the $2.01 going forward will now have to be $1.97 because the ordinance put it in 3 phases. And then in 23, it went to the phase 3 for the 201. In March of 23, Holcomb repealed that revenue tax or whatever it was that he talked about. And so it goes back to the $1.97. We have already corrected all of that also. And there were people that were out of town that won't even be charged fire protection. If we supply water, we charge fire protection. There were several people that were not being charged fire protection, but they are now. And one of them, I'm expecting to get a phone call on, and that's the Harrison County Jail. They have never been charged fire protection.
Back with you.
So, yeah, so that is, we found a lot of good things in that audit, and my audit went very well.
Good.
Very well.
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you. I think that's all I got, other than your all signatures on stuff.
Gotcha.
So do we need to do any, wage negotiations and review to get that started on?
On the budget, is that what you're referring to?
I believe it was for our S&P scores.
Oh, I did get an email from S&P that did the bonds. And because we have lost Tyson revenue, the bonds, you have to keep 1.5 times the value, I believe. I'm just learning this, I'm sorry. But the town is rated A stable. It's very elite that the town got rated like that. So we do not want the rating to fall, not even to an A negative. So I have already enlisted someone to start looking at information for a rate study. We have got to get this rate study done because S&P is asking for it because of the revenue we're losing. So we've got to get things going. So that's going to be done. And then we're going to have a capital asset for inventory done.
Do we need a motion to move forward with those 2 items?
Yeah, because we have to get them done for the state board of accounts on the asset. Won't like it.
So move. Second on that, or I think all in favor of moving forward with those? Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.
All right, Heather, did you say you had something up?
Yeah, I just had a couple things, in March, my third night, but, we had an issue with the rental and not having the building opened up, and I just wanted to make sure that going forward that, Mark's taking in the rentals, that making contact with the people that's renting a week or 2 ahead of time, just to verify if any buildings open, and that way everybody's not jumping through the same loop trying to find somebody to keep on the weekend. So that's one thing I wanted to address, but we can address that separately to Mark, but that's what we'd like to do if everybody agrees.
Follow up,
We
yeah.
should, we should steer him back so that we want somebody to call us.
Correct.
And then, Bruce, one of the things from the last meeting was to add, Paul on as a administrator on the Facebook account along with Mark. Was that then?
Same day.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to make sure that we have access.
I'll give you figure out how to use that. Okay, that's good.
And the only other thing was with Bruce's, departure Friday, that we set up who's receiving emails and phone forwarding for each of you and Bruce, because somebody's going to monitor that after Friday or today or whatever, when you stop open. So we're gonna have to get
Anjan.
Anjan to forward those emails to whomever that designee is to monitor that going forward, because, you know, there could be important things coming through, I don't know what it is. So we need to decide tonight who is going to receive those emails to
Andre
monitor.
can forward that.
Yeah.
On his end, he can forward it
Right.
to whoever.
So we just need to decide who is taking that responsibility.
Believe me, that's a big one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not available. That's big. Well, he gets all the complaints. Anybody has a heart complaint, it goes directly to him. Right, Bruce?
That was my thought also.
Right.
So
What is it?
Martha and Paul to get the emails to forward.
So
to
Mark
people.
and Paul.
Yeah,
And then between the two, they can tag team who's doing
Harlan, you made the motion, was there a second?
what. Yep, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye. That's all I have.
Okay.
Is everything?
We took care of park reservations. I got a,
RSD. Yeah.
RSD appointment, Bruce was on that. Obviously, nothing else, so, I'll take that until we can come up with another person and get all the other things settled, so.
So
Is that a council appointment or is that a me appointment?
Council,
Okay.
isn't it?
Council, I think, right.
So,
I don't know. I have to ask, it might be yours. I have to ask.
If we vote on it as a council, we can, and that'll cover our bases then, so.
I'll make that motion to put Harlan on the RSD board.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let us know in a second.
Sure, I second.
All in favor, appointing Harlan to the Regional Sewer District Board, aye. Opposed?
You do know they meet through the day, so
Sir,
you do know they meet through the day,
yeah, 8:30, third Friday of the month.
you know.
I
Want to make sure.
have an alternate. He's retired. Buddy. That's all I got, Mr. Hammond.
Okay, yeah, let's,
I just want to tell Bruce, it's been a pleasure working with you, Bruce. You're very educated on all these things that's come up over the years. And I don't know exactly how many years you've been here, but you've done an excellent job in my opinion to keep the town without having to spend as much money and trying to do things to improve the town and the life of the people that live here. So thank you very much.
Good luck on your next adventure.
in the deer stand. Yeah, I absolutely second what Leslie said, though. We really appreciate all your hard work, and you will definitely be missed around here. But best of luck in retirement. That was wonderful things for you. So with that, I will.
Two things.
Yes,
for you.
please.
Since she mentioned, and thank you, I'm planning on working a half a day tomorrow, and I'll take vacation, half a day tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Okay. Sandra mentioned the regional sewer district in the hospital, and I had sent you the proposed agreement by email.
Okay.
And that is addressed in that agreement, that the hospital, or that both the hospital and,
Poplar Trace?
Poplar Trace.
Okay, sorry. I was guessing.
It's over there.
Guessing.
That they would be built based on the flow meter readings at the lift station, which these guys read every day. And they should be built based on those meter readings.
So they do.
I believe Poplar Trace was, but the hospital wasn't.
I don't know.
And that's addressed in that draft agreement that we had the attorney working on, and I've sent it to. Okay. Good. The other thing, the second thing, Mr. Hammond, I talked to you last week, 5 weeks ago or so, we had former employees stand up here to make allegations, and you folks took it under investigation. And I was asked to ask you all what the status of that investigation was.
Sure. Matt left, but yeah, asked the chief to look into that. Cameras were not functioning the dates that he was be checking. So there, it was basically, there's not, what, the allegations were not
Substantiated.
not substantiated, not found, yeah, we can prove or disprove either way. No, I think that at least there's.
I believe there's some people that might be watching online that asked me to ask that question.
Sure, yeah, no, yeah, it was not, they were not substantiated.
Thank you.
With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned, thank you, everybody.
Now, let's see, this big one is. I might interrupt him real quick, I'm so sorry. That way we don't have to worry about this. Yeah, there's three, there's that, and then this letter right here for Jim.
Very good.